two, one. What is up, everybody? You are listening, you are watching to the Book of Gaberock. I am your host, Gabriel Avila. If you're listening to this on June, 21st? Happy Father's Day. Shout out to all the dads out there, granddads, uncles, fill-in dads, whoever need to be there. Shout out to you and what you bring to your community and to your family. I will be, if you haven't noticed the background and everything here, we are slowly but surely packing up the house and making our way, heading over to Texas. It's been kind of cool. We've been donating and getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and then trying to figure out new stuff we're gonna get. I'm looking forward to building out my new office there. Gonna try and still create more of a podcast studio vibes, looking into acoustic panels, and so it's going to be good. So this is actually going to be the last episode of this season, because I need to pack up all this crap and make sure that it makes it to San Antonio safely. So this will be the final episode of this season. I'll pick it back up once we get to San Antonio. So lots of stuff has happened since my last episode. Just this last week, like Monday, Gina finally came back from her tour of Italy, and she safely came back. Some issues with her passport, but she made it back into the country. That's beside the point. And then on Tuesday, we did a first grown-up thing for my wife and I. We signed on our first house that we own now in San Antonio. And then on Wednesday was Lana's 22nd birthday. Crazy. We have a 22-year-old now. And then we also had my going away last Friday. Crusher's Court is pretty dope. You can see this was part of like my, if you're watching the video on YouTube, I got a really dope going away gift out of there. I have many of them, but many to my heart as well. So it was a really, really fun event. And then who knew that a group commander going away could be a LARPing event? But it was, and it was really, really fun. Lots of people showed up in their pirate regalia, and we had a very, very huge water balloon and water gun fight. So it was really, really cool. So just lots of stuff has been happening, and I actually, what else did I do? I officiated a change of command, so that was my final one for one of our squadrons, and then getting ready for it's not really my change of command, but the next change of command on my departure. And then we have 4th of July coming up. So America's 250th birthday, pretty cool. Just a lot of busy stuff. The time is going to fly by. And so I'm very, very grateful for my tour here. Learned a lot, laughed a lot. And so it's been really, really fun. But I think it was appropriate today for recording this episode, I should say, on Father's Day, because my last episode talking about the unofficial behaviors of officers, I really think that it's lessons learned I got from my dad, from my grandfather, and then many of the leaders that I served with, both male and female, just kind of teaching me things as to be a good officer, that things that weren't necessarily any formal education, but needed to be passed down. Kind of like things are passed down from family members or just kind of traditions. There's certain things that we as the elder statesmen of the family, we are responsible for now training and passing down those things and the good behaviors and maybe the lessons learned, the mistakes that we made down to the younger generation. But then also they have to figure out what they're going to do with it. I know that I'm in my emotions because I can tell when I'm talking to my kids and say hey, I really think you should do this. Hey, Ben, I really think you should have bought running shoes from a running store, not StockX, and then accidentally buy 2 pairs of New Balances that are probably the worst running shoes ever. Who buys workout shoes from StockX? But apparently my son does. And so those kind of things I still, no matter how old they are, no matter how whoever I'm going to be working with and at work, and then my own kids and our own family, I'm never going to stop dadding. I'm have to just figure out ways in order to help try and raise them to be better than me. And figuring out to pass along those life lessons that I think are important, or just things of hey, have you ever thought about these things? And sometimes it's a first heard for me, or first kind of experience for me. So maybe we're experiencing this together. But me as I guess just the way I was raised as an officer and just as within my own family, just making sure that I'm trying to do the right thing for those so they don't make the same mistakes. But then also sometimes just let them go. Whatever. I'll make sure they don't fall all the way off the cliff, but making sure that if they hit a mistake or hit a failure, we're always going to be there. And so that's I would imagine that's what a good leader in the work center should be as well. Understanding that those mistakes are going to be made. We had some for our Crusher's Court, definitely had some younger officers who've probably never planned any formal events like that. It wasn't even a formal event. It's just a party. I mean, it was going to be a combat dining game. We changed it to something else. And then I've been to a couple more change of command ceremonies, and some of them didn't realize that, like, oh, wait, the Air Force gives you money to pay for some of this food. I'm like, yeah, you got to make sure you get that money, because I've never spent more than the money that was allocated towards me. It's water, lemonade, and bread or whatever it is, like the muffins and stuff, and a cake. I don't pay more than that, because that's what the Air Force, it's an important event. And so they subsidize the food a little bit. You're not, so this is like a thing that some people don't realize. Your job isn't to feed everybody. You're not providing breakfast or lunch. You're just providing some small bites and some beverages just for the reception party. But again, you're not supposed to be feeding everybody. It's just light bites. But a lot of people, I was surprised that, like, where's the freaking checklist? How are you guys missing all these things? This is not the first change of command ceremony or the first squadron picnic or group level picnic that we've done. Just follow the checklist. And a lot of them were like going from scratch. Like, they were just doing things that I was like, you've never experienced this before. So then that's my kind of like, my kids probably have never changed a tire on their car. So I'm like, damn it, I'm supposed to teach them that. That's my job as dad. This is my job as their commander, and trying to figure out, and as a senior officer, to help them become better and just give them more practical experience, more reps and sets. That's my job. And so I'm trying to figure out ways. That's what actually gets me excited for my remaining time in the Air Force. Whatever influence space I happen to be around, if I can pass on and try and raise better airmen around me, I'm going to continue to do that. The work itself will just work itself. I'm not worried about that part. I'm looking forward to, sorry, Sally, you can't come in here. One take, Jake. I'm in my office. I can hear Sally pawing at the door. But yeah, the idea of just making sure I have the opportunity to positively influence those around me for just a little bit longer, that gets me excited to put the uniform on every single day. So that's where, like, again, happy Father's Day to everybody. I'm really, really in my dad era and very much enjoying this. And I'm going to enjoy packing this stuff up. Like I said, this is going to be the last episode for this season, and I'm going to pick it back up once we get settled in San Antonio. You'll see some new digs. I'm really, really looking. I have so many new Legos. I bought the Minas Tirith Lego. I got the gift with purchase at Grand yesterday. I treated myself, and I bought the Black Pearl from Lego, and I got the gift with purchase Leonardo da Vinci thing. I'll probably flip it. I don't really care about that part. But I have to design my office around my Legos. Yeah, grown-up stuff. I make grown-up money, and it's awesome. All right, team. So I hope you guys enjoying your Father's Day today. Thank you again for tuning into season 1. If you want to go and backtrack, read listen to some of the older content, go to thebookofgaberock.com. You can like and subscribe on this YouTube channel, as well as wherever you listen to your preferred podcast episodes. So, team, thanks again for this season, and we'll look forward to season 2. Peace. Can't stop, won't stop.